My toxic trait is starting a book series and never finishing it. I am tracking 107 series of books. Of that, I have completely read 18. I am caught up with 16. I have hauled but not started 27. And I am in the middle of 46 series. I can't go on like this. Which brings me to a new series on my channel where I try to complete as many books in a series as I can in each video. Will I ever get to finish this list in my lifetime? Well, let's find out. Hi folks, I just finished filming my May wrap up, so my voice is a little bit hoarse, but I want to start reading Gemina by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. So this is the second book in the Illuminate Files. Yeah, the Illuminate Files series. I read Illuminate, the first book, in November of 2022. So it's been a while, almost 2 years, and I gave that one 3.5 stars. Overall, I remember really enjoying the story in itself. I loved the unique storytelling format because if you didn't know, it has this very unique way of storytelling where each page is kind of like a file. So whether that's a transcript of an interview, a document in their servers, found it quite interesting. There were a couple of layouts that annoyed me because you would have to like rotate the book to read like one sentence or something like that. But overall, I enjoyed it. There were moments of beautiful writing. I do remember that the ending of book 1 kind of left us in a really big cliffhanger. So I am quite excited to dive into Gemina. This is a very thick book, but I expect this to go by quite fast. Also, it's YA, so the writing is quite simpler and easier to understand. Let's get reading. Shall we? I have reading sprints with Pam later, so that's definitely gonna help as well. But yeah, I'm gonna start reading and I'll update you when I kinda have something more to say. There's a place in my mind where I want to be. I imagine you sitting next to me. Hi everyone. Quick update. I finished sprints with Pam. It's now 11:30. I made a quick little chicken pesto sandwich dinner. I'm gonna eat that, and I guess I'll just give you an update on my book. So I have made it to page 169 of Gemina, which is pretty good. It's super fast to read because of the format, but so far it's actually quite exciting to read. It's very action-packed. Things are happening left, right, and center, and both our main characters have a lot of agency to do things, so they're not just, you know, sitting around waiting for someone to rescue them. So it's really exciting to watch. So yeah, I've been really enjoying reading this. Can't really spill too much because it is the second book in a series and it will kind of spoil some of the things that happened in the first book, so I don't really want to say a lot. But yeah, so far very exciting. I'm gonna keep on reading throughout the rest of the night, but I think my next update to you will probably be tomorrow. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna eat my yummy chicken pesto sandwich. I'm very proud of myself. It tastes really good for someone who just winged the recipe. So yeah, that is the first day of me trying to finish all of my series. Check back in with you tomorrow. Good morning. It is the next day. Starting my morning routine of reading and coffee a little bit later than usual because I had a very early morning meeting. It's not that late. It's 8:30 in the morning, so still kind of early. But I do intend to keep reading Gemina while I'm drinking my morning coffee. My goal is actually to finish this today, or if I can't do that, at least, you know, read enough so I have just enough pages to finish it in my morning reading session tomorrow, because I do want to move on to the next one and really just hit my goal. I didn't read anymore yesterday, so I'm still at page 169, and yeah, I'll update you once I get more reading done.
I will be reading within the month of June. This was one that I thought the next bit was the one that has that new title. You know that. This one I
Oh my gosh, you guys. I am at page 505 of Gemina, and I have forgotten how tragic these books are. Like, obviously I've only read Illuminate before, but Illuminate was just so sad. Obviously, excuse me, it's YA. Yes, you're following like teenagers and stuff, but the things that they go through, and like the odds are always stacked against them, and it's realistic in a way that, you know, not everything is gonna be all right in the end. Like, oh my gosh, I'm actually so sad about what I just read, and I don't know. Okay, I spoke too fucking soon. Like, literally, I turned the page, and the next page there's like a plot twist that might sort of negate the tragic thing that just happened. So, we'll see. Hi everyone. Good morning. It is the next day. I think it's almost 9 in the morning. My phone is charging. If I look and sound tired, that's because I am so tired. I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm so tired. I might have to nap, but I did want to update you that I finished Gemina last night. I just sat down and binge read it, but I finished it last night, and I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. This book felt like a movie to me. The way that things progress, the different like scenes and the different ideas, this really was so entertaining. It was so engaging. I was like hooked on the book at every single moment. I just wanted to know how they're gonna survive, how are they gonna outsmart these people. Really, I think it also has to do with the format, not just because, you know, it's a unique format, but the fact that it's written in chat logs and emails and report, it makes everything go by faster. The mere fact that we have all of these illustrations, like the drawing of the fleet, or like the ship or jump station that they're in, it adds to the ambience. So by the middle part, you don't really need to say much in terms of the surrounding area. There's also a lot less of the obnoxious, you have to turn your book around to read type of designs. There's still some, and they were annoying, but mostly wasn't like that, because I know it's for effect that you have to rotate and whatever, but really it's a hassle. I really liked Hannah. I think she's a really strong female character, kind of similar to Katie from the first book from Illuminate, but I have very vague memories of what Katie did and didn't do or whatever. But with this one, I really found that Hannah was a really action driven, like goal driven person. She wasn't one of those protagonists that kind of makes stupid mistakes. Like, she's very calculated. Everything that she does is deliberate, and it was really a joy to watch a protagonist who kind of knows what they're doing, even though, you know, they're not always sure, but they always have some sort of decent plan, and not just like, you know, half-assing it the entire time and expecting like some sort of miracle to save them. I really enjoyed the kind of twist, I would say, that happened towards the end. I was really thrown in for a loop. I was going through the emotions towards the end, because of the things that are happening, and then they pull it back, and then they bring it. I was just like, I was on a roller coaster of emotions towards the end, and it was really fun. I remember that this is something that I also wasn't too fond of in the first book. The amount of like cringiness that they have in their chats, it's not super duper cringy. They're like trying to be smart asses, trying to be witty, trying to make jokes, trying to like all of that when they're chatting, and they're teenagers. I get that, so I am giving that a pass, but it does, you know, it does get to me sometimes. Like I'm like, yeah guys, I get it, you guys are funny, whatever, but let's move on, let's talk about the plan, not the time and place. They're teenagers, are trying to make light of such a heavy thing that's happening to them, so it's fine really, but that's, I guess, the only thing that I can say that I didn't quite like as much. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. I kind of had a feeling that I wanted to read the third book. I don't know, but I think I'm a little bit spaced out already, because even though, you know, the format is really fast to read, it's still a chunky book. So I just checked Obsidio, the third book, and it's as chunky as this one. So I don't know if I want to put myself through that. Maybe within the month or next month. I had a really good time reading this, and I gave this 4.75 stars. So really enjoyed this even more than I did Illuminate, because I really think the characters are really strong in this one. The next book that I'm going to be reading is actually an audiobook. Well, I still also have the ebook, but I'm going to be trying to read this via audiobook, and that's The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson. So this is the sequel to A Kind Worth Killing that I read, I think, last year or 2 years ago, and I really love that. And then this one, it's not so much as a sequel that, like, you know, directly follows the event of the first book, but we do have the same detective from the first book coming back into this book trying to solve some case. And I believe one of the characters in the first book is also gonna be in this book, so there should be some fun cameo moments. And I really like the first book, so I hope this one doesn't disappoint. So yeah, I am gonna be listening to that. I'm still kind of afraid of the last book that I want to read for this vlog. It's this one. But yeah, I'm gonna be listening to A Kind Worth Saving, and then I'll update you once I have more thoughts on that. Not gonna lie, I had a nap. I am gonna be naughty and check out the first page, first line in Obsidio, see if I want to continue reading Obsidio rather than like other books in my DVR. Let's check it out. I'm always in awe of the book design for this books. Whoever designed this, they did really good. Okay. Oh my god, I want to read it. I want to read it. I thought I was over the whole space thing, but apparently not, because I'm kind of still excited. So I think I'm gonna do it. That's the whole point of this video series, is to get through all my series books, and if I read this, I can check the series off. So I think I should do it. Yeah, I think I should do it.
Shoulder length hair was black and glossy and parted on one side.
I have been so bad at updating you guys, but I also haven't been reading as much the past couple of days because things are just so busy at work. And I went out the other day with my friends, and yesterday I played volleyball for the first time in a long time. Good to know that my skills aren't rusty and that my shoulder is holding up. I have a labral tear on my shoulder, so she's hanging on for dear life. But anyway, updates on the books that I've been reading. So I have been reading Obsidio still, and I'm really liking it. I'm at page 178, and initially I thought we were gonna get completely new characters and just focus on those characters, but we're actually getting everyone. Like, all of the main characters from the first and second book are in here, and like they play a prominent role, and we're seeing different POVs as well, and it's just really exciting, and I really love the interactions between those characters. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad that I continued reading the series. I think I'm gonna feel very accomplished after finishing it. Yeah, really excited. Now for my audiobook, so I have been listening to The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson. So I am currently at 16%. So it's a lot of setup so far. It opened up with Henry Kimball, the detective from the first book. It opened up with him apparently having started a private investigation office, and one of his former students visited him in office and asked to look into her husband because she thinks her husband is cheating on her. So that's sort of the setup. We're getting a lot of like backstories of things that happened in her student's life during the time that he was teaching. Apparently there was this big incident that happened, and not so much about the events of the first book. It was just like alluded to that that's why he is now no longer a cop, because of the things that happened in the first book. I'm not super engrossed by it just yet. I'm gonna read a little bit more of Obsidio. I need to leave at around, I think, like 2 p.m. to meet my friends, but I also need to edit my May wrap-up, so I think I got like halfway done on that. So I am charging my laptop right now. If that charges a good percent, I'm gonna get that, finish the video, and then hopefully read some more, but I don't think I could do all of that in the next hour or two, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that is my update. Really enjoying this so far, and I'm glad that I picked it up. Okay, so I am on page 206 of Obsidio, and in the first book, in Illuminae, one of the biggest, I guess, villains in the story was the AI installed in the ship. I mean, obviously they were being chased by this Baytech people, but like one of the biggest, I guess, adversaries that they had was the AI. In the second book, it was really just this Baytech operative, so it was like people against people. And now in the third book, I feel like we're gonna get both again, like the AI and the people. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because I really don't like the AI. I don't like it not because it's bad, but just because I just want more people instead of machines. But I don't know.
He's packing small. Okay. Hold on.
Doing some reading sprints with Pam from Pam Shenanigans, our usual weekly sprints. And of course, I'm gonna be reading Obsidio. I'm gonna finish this book in this sprint session. So yeah, let's get to reading. I knew it. I knew it. Hi everyone, it is the next day. I have just finished filming a sit-down video, which is why I'm on the floor right now. But I just wanted to say that I finished Obsidio last night during sprints with Pam, and I truly loved it. I'm giving this one 5 stars, and I've really enjoyed being in the world of, you know, the Illuminae files. I'm happy that I continued on and actually finished the series because I just really enjoyed it so much. This felt like such a good finale. I think I mentioned this in sprints yesterday with Pam, where Obsidio felt like a very cinematic book to me. Like, I could picture the events in this book as like a movie, and it had a lot of emotion in it, a lot of like tension, a lot of, you know, conflict, and I think the resolution was done pretty well, and the finale felt like a really, you know, satisfying ending. I'm just really happy that I finally finished this, and I highly recommend this if you are looking for a very simple, easy to read YA sci-fi that still has really, you know, big themes, big thoughts, but expressed in such an approachable way. This series is so good. I have finished 2 books in this video and also finished a series, the Illuminae Files. I can check that off my tracker. And currently I am reading The Kind Worth Saving. I am switching back and forth between audio and ebook, just depending on if I'm doing something. And right now I am at page 134, which is 43% of the book, and things are happening. There was like there was a twisty thing that was revealed 20 pages ago. I remember that when I was reading The Kind Worth Killing, like there was like a twist in the middle of the book, and I was like, oh, I did not see that coming. And it is the same for this one. Peter Swanson just knows how to like sneak in those subtle twists. It's in the middle of the book. It's not gonna be the final twist for sure. Definitely kept me engaged and intrigued. Like the first 100 pages were kind of like slow, you know, meandering a bit, setting up the scene, getting to know the characters. You got backstories and present day, similar to The Kind Worth Killing. But then Peter Swanson just hits you with that plot twist in the middle, and you're like, I need to read more. I can't, you know, put this down. So now I am hooked by it, and I am absolutely gonna try and finish that today. That is my goal. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to Our Violet Ends in this video, because that is a chunkier book, and that is the book that I'm most scared of, because when I read These Violent Delights a year ago, 2 years ago, it put me in a slump. Like, the writing style put me in a reading slump, and I'm just worried that the same is gonna happen for Our Violet Ends. But I did love the cliffhanger that we left off, and I want to know what happens next. So maybe I'll start the book. I don't think I'm gonna commit to finishing it in this video. We'll see. But I am just happy that I have a completed series done in this video, and once I finish A Kind Worth Saving, that is another completed series. See you once I have more to say about The Kind Worth Saving. So I have made it to chapter 19 of The Kind Worth Saving. So yes, I have one of my dogs here. This is a rare occurrence. Kopi doesn't really like affection, but she's being very affectionate right now, so I'm just letting her. And we have now met the character from the first book, The Kind Worth Killing. And you know, they're trying to suss things out. And one thing that I forgot to mention about this book is that the character who Henry suspects is the mistress is named Pam. So we have the same name, and it's so weird to read a book with your name in it. It's so awkward. Copy still, you know, being very affectionate. This is so cute. She's so soft. She's so sleepy. Also, an interesting, I guess, thing about the Peter Swanson books that I've read, which is just, you know, The Kind Worth Killing and this book, is that we as readers know exactly what happened, but you know, the other characters in the book don't. We're just following those characters as they try to piece things together. So it does feel incredibly frustrating sometimes, because you know, we know what happens, and we just want to like shout at the character and say, it's her, damn it. But you know, that's the beauty, I guess, of a book like this. I think this is more of like a thriller than a mystery, because you know, we already know, there's no mystery for us. We already know, but it's thrilling in a sense that the characters are getting closer and closer to trying to figure things out. Hi, good morning. It is 7:25 in the morning, and just having my coffee. So I just wanted to do an update. I feel like I've just been in this spot the entire video, and I'm so sorry. Like, I have just been reading here. This is my reading chair, so I've just been here. Anyway, last night I finished reading The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson, and I really didn't like it that much. I think it started out really strong. It had the same storytelling style as The Kind Worth Killing, where you have a present timeline and then a backstory timeline of one of the characters, usually like the villain in the story. And I really like that, because you can sort of see, you know, the things that happened in the past and how it correlates to the stuff that's happening in the present time. And in true Peter Swanson fashion, in the middle of the book, he's gonna drop some sort of like plot twist. Like, the plot twist in The Kind Worth Killing was pretty big, and I was really shocked by it. But then the one in The Kind Worth Saving, it was still kind of shocking, but it wasn't that shocking that it would carry my interest for the rest of the book. Because once you know the plot twist, obviously it's all up to the characters in the book to put two and two together and figure things out. We, as a reader, know everything that's happening. So in order for me to be actually interested, the whole process of, you know, the characters figuring things out should be at least exciting. And that was true for The Kind Worth Killing. But for this one, it was a little bit boring. There wasn't really a lot of, you know, like clues and following clues. There wasn't a lot of that. It was just a lot of sitting around waiting for things to happen, and that was really just not interesting to me. And the ending of this book was just so incredibly cringy. I did not sign up for a romance. It wasn't really a romance, no, but you know, it felt like it was trying to go there, and I really did not like that. And the ending was such a cop-out, and it didn't have that same oomph that The Kind Worth Killing had. And the ending of The Kind Worth Killing is a big cliffhanger, and it was addressed in this book, and I honestly wish that they just left it. Basically, my final thoughts about this book is that it shouldn't have existed. We should have just left it with The Kind Worth Killing with that open-ended ending, and that would have been amazing. But we just had to do a sequel, and it was really not good. I gave this one 2 stars. So now, technically, I should be starting Our Violent Ends based on my TBR. I'm really not in the mood for it. Like, I feel like I would be in a slump if I try to read this. So I'm gonna put that down. And I've read 3 books already, but I want to add 1 more. I have the next volume of Spy X Family available in my Libby, which is volume 11. So I'm just gonna read that with my morning coffee, continue the series, and then I shall call it a day for this video. So I'll be reading now, and I'll see you later. Hi everyone, so let me just wrap up this video, and I think I did pretty good. I'm not gonna hold up any of the books because I'm about to go. So in this video I read 4 books. So the first 2 is Gemini and Obsidio, which is book 2 and 3 of the Illuminate Files series. So I gave Gemini 4.5 and Obsidio 5 stars. So that was a really good series to start this video with. And then after that, I read The Kind Worth Saving by Peter Swanson, and this one not so good, so I gave this 2 stars. And lastly, I read Spy X Family, and I actually gave that one 4.5 stars. I really like that the entire volume is essentially one continuous story, and I think that was like such a cohesive read for me, which is not the usual for Spy X Family. So really like that one. And yeah, those are all of the books I read for this first episode of finishing series that I'm in the middle of. So I have successfully finished 2 series of my list, and you know, I've moved forward with 1. Hopefully I can complete more series even outside of these episodes. I can't wait to do another one of these. I think it was really productive. And thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you in the next video.